There are basically two ways of killing someone. You can either batter them to death or slice them to bits. I could use a gun, a knife, a sword, dustbin lid, bike chain, a lamp stand, broom.
Alison de Burgh loves a good fight. Only 29, she's just become the first female fight director in the British Actors Union Equity.
A fight director basically arranges fights. Say, for instance, you're doing a production of Hamlet and you have the fight between Hamlet and Laertes at the end. Well, the fight director choreographs the moves for that. The actors haven't just suddenly decided what they're going to do and on the spur of the moment made up the moves. That's actually been very carefully organised and choreographed so that the moves are historically accurate and very safe. Most theatre involves some form of violence or another, even if it's just a slap or a full-scale battle.
Alison is currently teaching at the Webber Douglas Academy of Dramatic Art in London.
Before you start the fight, check you're in distance. A fight director is different from a stuntman in that a stuntman actually does the dangerous bits that an actor is not allowed to do. It's got to go head, gut, slice. I'm not showing you, you're going to do it. Go for it. Head. Really, a fight director is used mainly in the theatre because in the theatre you can't have a stunt double. The actors have to be able to do the fight for themselves. I can go for it. I've trained as an actress and my fight instructor said, "You look very feminine, but you fight like a man. You should pursue this." I had to take the highest certificate in stage combat that you can, train in modern-day fencing in foil and sabre, train in a martial art. You have to have your equity card so that you can speak to actors in a way that they will understand. And you have to have a first aid certificate. And you have to do a 3-year apprenticeship with a fight director. And once you've done all of those, you sit a 2-week assessment course.
Plenty of kids who learn how to fight on the road, but I mean, it's not the same art. What we do here is very much make it look real, give it the right intention, but be safe.
The thing that people have to remember is although the weapons are reproduction weapons, they are still lethal, they still will kill. A good fight needs to be truthful, true to the atmosphere of the production. So if we're doing a tongue-in-cheek swashbuckler, then the fight needs to be tongue-in-cheek and amusing and humorous.
So good.
If you're doing some sort of horror thing, then the fight doesn't want to be funny at all. It needs to be quite horrific or something that keeps you on the edge of your seat.
So go from the beginning again with the stabbing with the dagger.
When I took my final stage fighting proficiency test, we were examined by a fight director called Director.avi.
Oh, not him. That's the girl. Really give it. Now get in there and fix it.
And I remember at the end of our fight, he said to us, "You've used everything apart from a Sherman tank." I think we'd rather astounded him with the variety of weapons we'd used. You're actually required to use 5 different forms of weapons, and we'd used about 12, I think.
The fight that Alison performed for her advanced certificate was unusual in that a number of the weapons were not weapons normally associated with women. Double-handed broadsword, staff fighting, for instance. And the highlight was when she took a bow and arrow and shot an arrow across the room, which was then embedded in a shield hastily snatched up by her opponent.
At 21, Alison was already the British ladies longbow champion.
I remember my father bought my brother and I an Indian teepee kit with bows and arrows, and we both used to play with that in the garden. And then at school, the youth club had an archery section, and that's really where I was discovered, I suppose. It's a common misconception that girls don't need to know how to fight. They do, especially with modern day things. There's so much domestic violence happening in theatre today.
Turn and into the front.
Guys tend to need to know how to dish out the violence, whereas it's the girls who need to know how to react to the violence.
She's a great role model. It's really inspiring having a woman not only get beyond the glass ceiling, but show that women can fight and can be tough.
I love all those kind of swashbuckling films and all that, and I'd love to myself be in all of that kind of work.
One of the most rewarding things about being a fight director is taking an actor who didn't think he could fight at all the way through, training him up, and then giving him this really complicated fight that at the end of the day he never ever thought that he would be able to do, but he does brilliantly.
Go.